Look at that. I think that's silver. Ha! I hope that's silver. May have just struck it rich. You guys are serious about learning words, aren't you? You drug a camera into a cave. I'll give you one. But first, relax, look around. Look at this place. Isn't it beautiful? I love caves. I've been exploring caves for years. As a matter of fact, there's an English word for cave explorers. They're called spelunkers. It comes from the Latin word spelunca, which means cave. But that's not the word you're focusing on today. You guys are going to go study earth words because guess what? Caves are located in the earth. Bet you knew that. And while you're off studying earth words, let's see if I can find some more silver. It's WordUp, the vocab show, starring Dwane Thomas. WordUp teaches you the Latin and Greek roots of countless English words. Use them to amaze your friends and family members. Now sit back and enjoy the show. Cannot believe that guy's down there. That is not for me. Caves, claustrophobic, that's me. Hey, when are we talking about phobia? That's Greek, right? Claustrophobia, fear of tight spaces. Welcome to WordUp, the vocab show. We've got some great words for you today. As a matter of fact, we're talking about one of my favorite places on the planet. Happens to be the planet Earth. Let's go right now to the Latin guy. And I don't have to pay for that, do I? You're gonna have to pay for that. What a klutz. Guys, the Latin word terra means earth, it means ground, land. It can also mean dirt. As a matter of fact, your moms know that there are only two kinds of dirt in the world. Light dirt, which is attracted to dark objects, and dark dirt, which is attracted to light objects. It's true. Go ask them. The first word that we get from terra, and terra, meaning all those things, will be found in all these words. So watch for ter or terra in all these words. The first word is inter. Inter means to bury a body. Years ago, we were burying one of my ancestors, and the cemetery was at the top of the hill, and the hearse was climbing the hill to get to the cemetery. The back accidentally popped open, and out came the casket, and it started rolling down to the bottom of the hill. At the bottom of the hill, there was a pharmacy. It rolled to the bottom of the hill and into the pharmacy and was rolling through the pharmacy when the top of the casket popped open, and my ancestor sat up and said to the pharmacist, "Have you got anything that can stop this coffin?" The next word is terrier. A terrier was a small breed of dog originally bred to hunt burrowing animals. They would go down into the terra looking for foxes and ferrets and mice and moles and the extremely elusive, very rare Canadian burrowing moose. You've probably never seen one before. That's because they're that rare. The next word is territory. Territory is an area under someone's control. When we're talking about governments, it could be land under someone's control. For instance, Puerto Rico is an American territory. Puerto Rico is under the control of the US government. But it could also just be an area under someone's control. Your bedroom is your territory, and your sister can't come in there and make a great big mess and then leave. That's your territory. The next word is terrain. Terrain describes the land that you're looking at. If you and your friends are going on a mountain biking trip this weekend, you'll want to know what kind of terrain you will encounter. Will you be biking across sandy terrain, rocky terrain, hilly terrain, about terrain? You'll want to know, what kind of terrain are we up against? The next word is terra incognita, which is actually a phrase. It's two words. Terra means land, and incognita means unknown. Terra incognita is unknown land. So, while you guys are out biking this weekend, if you go into an area you've never been before, that area is to you terra incognita. The next word is terrarium. A terrarium is an aquarium with the water out. A terrarium is a glass or a plastic container, and it's a habitat for small land creatures like lizards and turtles, amphibians, bison. If you squeeze and really push, you might be able to get one in there. Terrestrial. Terrestrial describes something earthy, something from Earth, something from this planet, from Terra. You're a terrestrial, and I'm a terrestrial. All together, we're happy terrestrials. If something comes from outside of Earth, then it is extraterrestrial. Extra in Latin means outside of or beyond. So E.T., you've seen that famous movie by Steven Spielberg, right? He was an extraterrestrial. He's not from around here. The next word is terrace. A terrace is a flat area used for farming or relaxation. So if you have a terrace on the hill behind your house, you probably do some farming up there, some planting up there. Maybe you go up there and work all day and you get hot, you get tired. Then you come back down to your house at the end of the day, you might relax on the terrace. Another word is patio. It's a flat area behind your house, not for farming. It's for relaxing at the end of the day after spending the day on the terrace. It's confusing. And the last word is subterranean. Sub in Latin means below, and terra, as you now know very well, means earth, ground, land, or dirt. A subterranean, something subterranean is below the earth. Caves, for example, are subterranean. I don't go in those things. Too tight, too dark, too damp, too scary. Not for me. Subterranean, under the ground. Subterranean, incidentally, can also mean secret. So somebody could be making subterranean plans, which means they're hiding it from you. If they're making their subterranean plans in a cave, incidentally, then they're making their subterranean plans subterraneanly. Oh, that's strange. Well, anyway, there you go. 10 English words filled with the Latin word terra. Now that you know that, you're smarter, and I'm going to send you back to my klutzy friend at the desk. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Latin expert. Subterranean. I guess that's what that guy is right now in the cave, huh? All right. All right, let's go over to the Greek expert and find out if we get any English words from Greek. You better hope that that repair you're doing works, because if not, they will make you pay for that. Guys, the Greek word yi gives us the English prefix geo, and they both mean earth. Incidentally, never mess with Mother Earth, because if you do, she will ground you. Oh yeah. The first word is geocentric. Geocentrism is the idea that the world, the earth, is at the middle of it all. The universe revolves around the geo. Common idea in the ancient world and in the Middle Ages, till Copernicus came along and said, no. It's not the geo in the middle, it's the helios in the middle. The sun. Helios is the Greek word for sun. The sun is in the center of the universe and everything revolves around it. Copernicus gave us the heliocentric view of the universe. A geode is a regular stone, or it looks like a regular normal stone, until you crack it open, and inside you'll find a cavity lined with beautiful crystals. If you want to see the world's largest geode, then you'll have to go to the tiny city of Montevallo in the state of Alabama. The next word is geometry. Geometry is that branch of mathematics that deals with the measurement of shapes and surfaces and lines. You've done geometry before. It's in your math book. Where did it come from? Geometry comes from two Greek words, geo, you know, and metron means to measure. In the ancient times, people were using geometrical principles to measure the land that they saw around them. Then the Greeks showed up, saw what they were doing, and said, that's fascinating, but why does it work? And they figured out all the formulas behind the practical science of geometry, and they stuffed all those formulas into a math book and sent them thousands of years into the future to torture you. So someday, when you've got time, sit down and write a quick note to the ancient Greeks saying, thanks for that. The next word is geodesy. Geodesy is the branch, it's a subset of geometry. It's that branch of mathematics and science that deals with the measurement of spheres. Our planet is a sphere. The deci part of this word means to divide. Geodesy divides our planet. You probably won't see the term geodesy too often unless you're studying geodesy, but you will see the term geodesic. Geodesic from geodesy describes something, and it usually describes a geodesic dome. You see these. You may have even climbed on a geodesic dome. The next word is geopolitics. What's geopolitics? You know politics means the art of government, and you know geo means earth, so what do they have to do with each other? I'll give you an example. The entire world uses oil, right? Everybody needs it. Not everybody, but a lot of people need it. Most of the oil, as you may know, is in the geo, in a region of the earth known as the Middle East. The fact that they have all the oil, not all of it, but a lot of it, and the fact that everybody needs it, that affects their politics. Oil is a geopolitical issue. Geopolitics is the study of how the resources in the earth affect international politics. The next word is geology. Geology is the study of the substance of the earth itself. What is this planet made of? If you go study rocks, if you like to study rocks, you're studying geology. You collect all kinds of different rocks and identify them. That's geology. The next word is a weird word. You ready? Geophagy. Geo means earth, and the phagy part of this word means eat. Eat the earth, right? Who in the world is a geophagist, or who in the world would practice geophagy? Worms do. They like it. Every morning, have their cup of coffee, head to work, eat the dirt. You can too, though. If you're mineral deficient or mineral depleted, then the doctor may prescribe a certain type of clay to replenish your minerals. However, I am officially not recommending that you go out and start eating spoonfuls of dirt. The next word is Georgic. A Georgic is an agricultural poem. You're familiar with epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey, epic poems about heroes of ancient Greece. There's one about Italy, the Aeneid. It's about a guy who helped found Rome. Well, the same guy who wrote the Aeneid, Virgil, also wrote a series of agricultural poems called the Georgics. And in those poems, he wrote about farm life, husbandry, gardening, horticulture, etc. The next word is apogee. Apo in Greek means away. The G part here means earth, from geo. Apogee is a word that we use to describe something at its furthest point away from the earth. Typically, we're talking about the moon. So the moon at its apogee appears smaller than it does when it's closest to the earth. When it's closest to the earth, that's its perigee. Para in Greek means near. Apogee, its furthest point away. Perigee, its closest point. The moon looks bigger at its perigee. Incidentally, we can also use the word apogee to talk about a high point in our own lives. For me, a high point would be scoring 100, no mistakes, on an algebra test. Impossible. But if I did it, I would be at my apogee. That'd be the best I could do. I can't because there are three kinds of people in the world. Those who are good at math and those who aren't. The last word is geothermal. The thermal part of this word comes from the Greek word thermos, which means heat. Geothermal is a word we use to describe heat generated by the earth itself, or generated from inside the earth. Geothermal heat helps keep our planet warm. We have solar heat as well as geothermal heat. There you go. Let's find out how the Earth repair project is going on over here. Thanks for that. Geothermal. Heat from the earth. Interesting. Well, there you have it. 20 new English words from Greek and Latin, or at least 20 enhanced English words from Greek and Latin. Get out there, use them in the world this week, sound smarter. Meanwhile, I've asked them to turn the heat up and they won't, so I'm going to generate my own geothermal heat.